What's a cool fact about the human body that a lot of people don't know? Your heart rate increases about a minute before partaking in exercise. It is known as the anticipatory rise and happens involuntarily. Edit, my very first gold, thank you. This is absolutely fascinating because I've learned about something called anticipated compensatory conditioned response, and that's quite literally the opposite of that. It's so cool seeing how your body can automatically perform two opposite counteractions in their appropriate times. Till the work-home transition has an actual badass scientific name. Some people will cough if they put something in one ear, a very small percentage will cough if something is in either ear. It is called Arnold's or cough reflex. You mostly breathe out of one nostril at a time, and the dominant nostril switches every hour or so. Your hands and feet alone account for more than half of all the bones in your body, 106,206. Archaeologist here. You can give birth after you've died. Occasionally we will come across a really confronting burial where the skeleton of an unborn child is halfway through its mother's pelvis. Generally what happens is the woman has died before giving birth, and after burial a buildup of gases from decomposition forces the baby out. We refer to this as coffin birth. www.sciencealert.com. Archaeologists find evidence of a ghastly coffin birth in a medieval graveyard. Rthanksy on the other hand, I think coffin birth sounds like the name of my next metal band. Edit, I'm being told Rtihi is more better. And silver? You shouldn't have. Thank you. Smile. Cutting the corpus callosum connects two brain hemispheres, can produce some freaky results. Such as your hand doing shit that your conscious mind is aware of, writing a sentence or scratching an itch without knowing, for instance. I saw a program back in the dark ages when I was a kid. It was all about the brain. One of the things they talked about was that procedure. They had a guy they were testing. One hand did better with creative things, the other did better with logic. At one point they were trying to get him to do something with the hand that didn't have an easier time with it. I think it was something like stacking blocks. He wasn't supposed to use the hand that could do it better, but as if the hand had a mind of its own, it kept interjection itself, and at one point literally grabbed the hand having a problem and moved it out of the way in obvious frustration. Edit, the user Killerbake found the bit of the program I saw and posted a link. You know the smell of rain, or disturbed soil? It's a compound produced by bacteria called geosmin, and the human nose is extremely sensitive to it. We can smell it at as low a concentration as 5 parts per trillion. Edit, sorry for my confusing wording, the compound is called geosmin, not the bacteria. We can smell rain better than sharks can smell blood. I actually just learned about this. There is a podcast from Stuff You Should Know that goes over all this info. The smell of rain. We have an internal regulator that prevents us from using our full strength. Our muscles usually only work at about 60% max of what we are capable of. In extreme life and death situations these regulators stop and we are able to use our full strength. This is how the parts where people tipped over cars and similar come from. These regulators are because at full strength we heavily damage our bodies. Essentially, you could lift something to the point where it is either lifted or your arm just breaks instead. I believe there has also been someone who ran so hard his leg broke. TFW, the 8 gates are real. BRB gonna train my entire life to open them. Women are actually programmed to forget the pain of childbirth after a few months or so. If this didn't happen, most women would only end up having one child, which would eventually lower the population. The optimal human circadian rhythm is actually closer to 25 hours than 24 in experiments depriving people of sunlight. Other triggers that maintain your circadian rhythm. #X200B, edit, www.reddit.com. Rasktions comments 2L8G5 choir E or circadian rhythms longer than 24 hours. Also 06E for a more detailed accurate explanation of circadian rhythm. Just a couple 100 million years till the planet slows down to match our sleep cycle. The human body contains enough fat to make 7 bars of soap. Only 7? Casuals, my body can make at least 15. Only double digits? Cute. When we get sunburn, that's not the heat of the sun that's hurting us most of the time, but it's little skin cells killing themselves to protect us from skin cancer. Not so cool if I think about it. Edit, thank you all for the likes and the silver award. My comment made it in one of Dr. Reddit's videos. I'll try to find the link and send it here. U2.B654 is the part I come in. After watching cells at work, this makes me panic a little. I'm so sorry, little cells. Every time you get a paper cut, thousands of cute little platelets die. Oh God, frown. Babies are born without kneecaps, they develop around 2 years at it. They have a cartilage-like thing that protects the knees. I've been told so many times that there's still something. Thanks, gonna go punch a baby in the knee now. That was already in your day planner. Natural redheads require increased doses of anesthesia, due to some connection with the mutated melanocortin-1 receptor. I'm a natural redhead myself, and developed a fear of dentists because I'd always feel what they were doing. Eventually I had an issue that couldn't be ignored, and had to find a new dentist. At my first visit he took one look at me, and said, "You're a real redhead, huh?" Yup. Hygienist, get me 4x the Novocaine. I knew I'd found my man, and has been treating me ever since. Also shed my fears, since dental work is much less unpleasant when you're actually numb before they start. Source, in case you think I'm full of it. Scientific name for your thumb is pollex and your big toe is hallux. Not just yours, everybody's. Not mine, mine is named Mr. Thumbness. Vitality. You'd be surprised how much blood you can lose and fully recover reasonably quickly. If it drops below a certain threshold, even if replaced fast, you will appear to recover for a few hours then die of multiple organ failure. Edit, got this in an anatomy book that I was actually reading as distraction while recovering from surgery myself. It just said that if it went low enough, the refill wouldn't solve it. The person would appear to recover well, then have systemic failure and die. Would like confirmation of it, actually. I remember it impressed me at the time. True. But my liver and kidneys have made Olympic status efforts. It'd give them a medal, but I can't suture for shit. Your liver can regenerate, and much faster than you think. I had a quarter of my liver removed, and a month later it was back. Edit, fix typo, think not like edit. Thanks for the silver, Redditors, my first. That's about exactly as fast as I want my liver to regenerate. We are, by cell numbers, more bacteria than human. Germaphobes are crying. Immune privilege, your immune system doesn't know your eyes exist. Teresa chants that if you get an eye injury or an infection near your eyes, the immune system will think your eyes are a foreign body and you'll go blind. Apparently some peoples in Asia have a bunch of DNA from Denisovians, another hominid people coexisted and interbred with. Any special traits they've got from that? And which Asians have the most of this? There is a SciShow video about it on YouTube. From what I recall, Indonesians have the biggest percentage of their DNA. They also said Tibetans' ability to have more hemoglobin comes from Denisovians. Eyes color isn't strictly based on recessive dominant. That's a major incorrect oversimplification. Eli 5? The color isn't a turned-on gene that goes brown, blue, green. Everyone technically actually has blue-gray eyes, except for a small population that has amber eyes. What makes eyes appear not gray-blue is the same thing that gives people skin color of all types and freckles, layers of melanin. The more layers, the darker the color. Light layers appear as increasingly darker shades of green-brown and the heavier layers darker and darker brown. The layers don't always cover evenly, like freckles, which is why people can have green and blue eyes with brown in them. This is also how the creepy surgery to get blue eyes if you have brown can exist. They literally zap the melanin. Amber-colored eyes are the exception because they are based on yellow pigment mixed in with the blue. As the layers go on, their eyes become more copper-orange. Some very green-eyed human will have a little of the yellow as well. Other animals have other pigments, and many get more of the yellow-orange pigments than what is commonly found in humans. Think of cats with orange eyes, for example. Wait, so is it normal to have clear rings of yellow pigment in the iris with the blue-gray pigment? Hashtag X200B, edit, I should mention this is in the iris only. Yes. But you don't have pigments of different colors. You only have one pigment, melanin, and the distribution of it throughout the iris structure. Blue eyes are just an absence of melanin. The reason for fevers is to make your body temperature rise to kill whatever virus your body is fighting. When your white blood cells have done their job, you sweat to cool off. Hence your fever breaking. Edited to add, I am not a doctor, At some point you need to take a fever-reducing medication. A really high fever is dangerous. Yep, and the shivering fits you get is to heat up your body faster. This is why I microwave myself whenever I'm sick, just want to help the little guys.